Hey, what is going on, folks? It's Danny Boy and Bill Corpus Crispy. How's it going?
Folks, happy Monday.
Yes, yes, indeed. Happy Monday, to everyone here. We're live on the SIN YouTube channel, Sports Sandy Podcast, episode number 441. As always, sponsored by the Dugout of Millwood. We appreciate Dugout of Millwood for continuing to sponsoring this show and all of the shows across the Sports Insanity Network. Just a bit of a programming note. We're on today, obviously.
Yeah,
Friday, not so much. We might do an earlier day, Thursday.
maybe
Or,
Thursday, but we don't know yet
yeah,
because here's the thing, and I know this is an odd time to do this, but just bear with us.
yeah,
Reg is going away Friday, and then I'm going away Saturday. So this week I'm gonna be, with here and with work, it's gonna be my I need to get shit done before I leave week.
yeah,
So when I come home from vacation, it's not all sitting on my desk like crap, I forgot that.
yeah, exactly.
Y'all know the feeling.
Oh yeah, trying to cram for poor vacation. Remind me where you're going again, Bill?
Going to Myrtle Beach in South Carolina.
So here's the thing, Bill. Want to know what's so funny about this? I'm going to North Carolina. We're right on that border. It's
Holy
very
shit.
close to Myrtle Beach. Now, of course, we're not planning to see each other, but
Well, how far are you away?
about an hour or so. So, you know,
Maybe.
it,
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
yeah, but no. The thing is, I just realized you talked about Myrtle Beach. I'm like, wait a second, I'm going to Myrtle Beach. So it's like,
We may have to meet up
well,
there.
obviously, if the universe takes us that way, that's cool. If not, Bill, I hope you have a great time over
I
there.
hope you have a great time in North Carolina.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna see a best friend of mine, and we haven't seen him in 3 years, so it's gonna be extra fun. But because of that, we may have to shift SIP
To
maybe
Thursday.
to Thursday, depending on our schedules. Things can happen. Stay tuned. Obviously, if you subscribe and hit that notification button on YouTube, you will know when we're live. So please continue to support the network that way. And then we also owe you a Bombers banter. We didn't do one for August because we already kind of sort of previewed
Yeah, in
August.
July, we went through August.
Yeah, so it didn't really make sense to do another one. But we will preview September, and then we're trying to do that tomorrow. So
Yes.
a lot of programming happening this week. With us two, you'll see plenty of us. And then
They'll get sick of us.
exactly. And then, before you know it, we'll be back. We're not doing the show next week. We'll be back for Football Friday.
Yes, we will.
Football Friday. Can you believe the football season's almost here?
I know, right?
Like,
I felt like just yesterday it was the Super Bowl.
and the Chiefs got their asses whooped
Yep.
by the Eagles. And look, I'm in no way an Eagles fan, but I am certainly not a Chiefs fan. I was so happy that uh they got their uh annihilated. They got everything annihilated in that Super Bowl. But it's a new season and a lot of things can happen. Um, Speaking of football, we got some big breaking football news out of Washington. This happened just about maybe an hour, 2 hours ago. But Terry McLaurin, the Commanders, he recently requested a trade out of the Washington because of a contract dispute between him and the general manager Adam Peters and all that stuff. Well, they finally worked out their differences, and he is staying with the Washington Commanders. It is a 3-year deal worth up to $96 million. This is a um look, however you want to look at it. I know obviously Scary Terry is not necessarily the greatest wide receiver out there right now. He is certainly a playmaker and a fuel to that Washington offense. This is a great pick uh, extension by the Commanders. They did an excellent job holding their ground. Obviously, Terry McLaurin did, hold out and well, more of a hold in. He eventually showed up to camp, but his strategy worked. He's like, okay, look, y'all need me, so I'll be on the sidelines waiting for you. And then, of course, Commander's like, okay, cool, we'll stay away, and uh, we'll worry about it a little later on. Until they realized that anyone outside of Debo Samuel was not good enough to carry this offense. So they come to a deal. McLaurin stays. He'll probably be a Commander for the rest of his career. And look, the bottom line is his chemistry with Jaden Daniels is top notch. It is top notch. You can't, it's hard to replicate that in the NFL. And it would have been really hard for Washington to move forward without Terry McLaurin. I'm just being real about that. It would have been very hard. And the fact that they got the job done, stellar job. Bill's
Hey,
back.
yeah, sorry about that. I had to take a call. No, I totally agree with you. I think this is a great move. McLaurin is back. They got more weapons for the offense there. I think this is something that Adam Peterson and Washington really needed to do.
Yeah,
I think this is something Adam Peters and Washington really needed to do, and they did it.
yeah, yeah. Now they shore up that wide receiver core. Debo, McLaurin. Obviously, those two are going to be huge for Jaden Daniels. And
Oh,
then
absolutely.
the rest of the Washington offense, they're still trying to figure out the running back situation. They did trade Brian Robinson Jr. They ended up getting a sixth rounder, I think, or they traded. Well, I forget the trade details, but they got draft picks out of that. So they're still trying to figure out the running back situation, but at least you know who your wide receivers are. That's big for Jaden Daniels. Um, and like I said before, now it's all about going out there, using that chemistry, and really, really getting the ball rolling and trying to have a good season. Look, they were this close to the Super Bowl. Get to the Super Bowl now.
Yeah, now you are in that position now.
Mhm.
You are in that position. You are now super close to a Super Bowl. You are now super close to a Super Bowl, and you got McLaurin, you got Debo. You're going to be in good shape if you're Washington.
Yeah, big time move again. 3 years, 96 million. That sounds like a bargain. I mean, it's a lot of money, but like for someone like Scary Terry, it might be a little expensive. But look, you keep your guy.
Oh, absolutely. Keep the guy.
Yeah. The one that has been through thick and thin with this franchise. He loves being in Washington. It's a no-brainer. Great job by the Commanders. Great job by Scary Terry once again for putting pressure on Washington to make a move.
And hey, you know what? They did it.
Yeah.
They
So,
did it. They got McLaurin. They could be in good shape.
yeah. He will have about 10, 12 days or so to get ready for Billy Boys, New York Football Giants. Um,
You better be ready for us.
yes. better be ready. Russell Wilson and company, you know, they're touting their great preseason, you know.
Yeah, they are one of the four teams to have a 3-0 preseason.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm not getting excited yet.
you should.
No,
But
to the Giant
you
fans
can't
who
be
are getting ready
mad
to do
though.
backflips, don't.
Yeah, but you can't be mad though.
No, you can't.
It's one thing to be like, oh, well, it's just preseason and no one cares. But at the same time, it's like, no, you want to see your team do well in the preseason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's the NFL. McLaurin stays in Washington, and now, no, we wait. We wait for the season to start. Um, there's a lot of noise in the NFL.
A lot of noise. It's getting louder there, broski.
Exactly. Just other news real quick on the NFL side. Carson Wentz, uh, he signs with the Vikings. That allows him to trade Sam Howell to the Eagles. Um, did you see about this? Was it Shiloh Sanders? Um, he was waived by the Bucks. I know this is sort of like hodgepodge here, Bill, but like,
Yeah.
this was on Sunday. This is literally the day after he punched tight end Zach Davidson. He was with the Bills. They were doing some heavy pushing and blocking during a play in a preseason game, and he punched him. And next thing you know,
Yikes.
job. Not a good look. Not a good look for someone that, is trying to be a big time safety in the NFL.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And I'm sure,
So yeah, there's a mess over there.
yeah, and I'm sure Dion's not too thrilled with that either. You know,
No,
yeah,
I don't think he is either.
yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah,
Shador Sand, wait, Shiloh Sanders.
yeah, the Bucks.
Yes. You got me confused there for a minute. Sorry.
Okay,
Um, yeah, I thought you said Shador, but
no,
yeah. So yeah, that's a mess right there. That's a real mess.
yeah, but of course, he was an undrafted free agent, and one that's replaceable. So Bucks
I
will
think
help.
that's very safe to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's all the NFL news.
Yep.
We do have some NFL really we'll be doing at the end,
Yeah.
but anyway, so yeah, NFL starts next week.
Think about that. Isn't that crazy? Next week,
Yes.
we're gonna have our first football Friday. I don't know if I'm gonna be on the Thursday night show. It's gonna be real difficult now with
Yeah, I'm not gonna be on the Thursday night show next week.
just because with everything going on in my t television station, um, it's a lot's going on. So I can't always guarantee Thursday night. However, um, I will be on RSIP Football Friday. We
Yes.
really miss our Football Fridays.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
And also, I think we're doing this. Also, here on SIN, there's also going to be a Tuesday night show
Yes.
in which we recap the week.
Yeah. A bunch um of our SIM blitzers, they're going to come together. This is sort of the idea. It's still a work in progress. Um, check in with Mike Rifkin for more on that. He'll obviously talk about it on the Sunday sidelines or Wishbone Shotgun. But essentially, the idea is the blitzers are going to come together and talk about go like around the NFL and explore certain games and just recap it. It is Um, something that we've been meaning to do for a while, rather than doing game recaps online with via the writing aspect, we come together, sort of be like, insider type of thing, and then just talk about the games. Super excited about this project. We
Uh,
can launch it. It'll be on Tuesdays.
it's going to
So,
be fun.
yes. Obviously during the football season, really excited.
Okay, so football season. So yeah, football season is nearly here. We
Mhm.
had week 0 in college football this week with Iowa State and Kansas State.
Yep.
So
And then we got the real deal college football.
I'm ready.
Isn't that exciting stuff?
Let's go Irish.
Oh man. It's gonna be an interesting season.
It's gonna be a very interesting season.
NCAA football. How about the Michigan Wolverines? They have a true freshman quarterback, Bryce Underwood.
Michigan's a
He's a lot of people are like speaking very highly of this guy. He's going to be the starting quarterback. He's going to be QB1 as a true
wow.
freshman. Of course, not it's not the first time, but it's like you know, it's rare that this happens.
Very rare.
But well, just like Sharon Moore said, he earned the opportunity. This was not given to him. He worked his ass off, and you know they really believe in this guy. And obviously, let's see if he grows into one of the big time quarterbacks in football, in college football.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
So yeah, let's see how they're gonna do this with a true freshman quarterback.
yeah.
All right. Now, okay, here's something random though, before we go on to other things. Did you know, and I just from one of the pages I found, this sports gambling site, I'm not gonna, because we're not sponsored.
Mhm.
They're betting on the fact whether Taylor Swift is gonna be the Super Bowl halftime show.
Here's my question about that.
Okay.
Why? Wouldn't that be some type of like favoritism or something? Like, it's uh, no, like no.
Hey, we've been saying this since Taylor and Travis have started dating,
Yeah.
that Roger Goodell is probably begging for it to happen. If they get
Oh yeah,
married,
no,
Roger
of
Goodell is probably
course.
going to officiate.
And people want it, but it's just like, why? We obviously know the pull is because people watch, people go to NFL on television now to see if Taylor Swift is at a Chiefs game, right? You know, so look, don't get me wrong. I think a Taylor Swift halftime show it'd be great for the ratings, obviously, and probably be a good show. I'm not necessarily denying that, but it's just like, what's the real reason? Why did you really get it?
Oh, we know why.
That's gonna be the question on everyone's mind, and you can't escape that.
Like, no, no, no. I totally agree with you, Reg. And like, here's the thing. You know what? It's funny because my girlfriend's both a Swiftie and a football fan, so
Mhm.
she's the best of both worlds.
Yeah, she knew she's in love with that.
In love with what?
With the
Taylor
fact
Swift.
that both the worlds are colliding.
Yeah, she's a Jets fan, unfortunately.
Well, that's news to me. That's great. That's great for me. I love that.
Yeah, but yeah, actually just side note, it's actually funny that she's a Jet fan and a Met fan. I'm a Yankee fan and a Giants fan.
The true combos.
Yes. But she's getting me more into the Knicks, I'll tell you that.
hmm You know, if you can successfully get Bill to learn basketball, that'd be a major win. Because I would, oh, oh God, I'm already loving this girl. Honestly, like,
You'll meet her one of these days, Reggie.
I'm
Um,
already loving this girl.
anyway, but getting back to the whole Taylor Swift halftime show,
Yeah,
people are like, well, why has she never done the halftime show before? Okay, well, get but because here's why. A couple reasons. One, when she was starting out, that was when the NFL was in the midst of when she was starting to get big. That was when the NFL was in the midst of the whatchamacallit, when they were in the midst of the Nipplegate panic from Super Bowl 38.
yeah,
Because from 2005 to 2010, they tried to play more classic rock acts and no female acts. That's when they had Paul McCartney, Paul McCartney, Rolling Stones, Prince, Tom Petty, Bruce Springsteen, and The Who. Another reason I think when they were starting to get out of that, this was where they were, I think they asked her, but she was on tour at the time.
yeah,
And then from 2012 to 2022, the Super Bowl halftime show was sponsored by Pepsi, and she was a spokesperson for Diet Coke. So,
mm,
and now that the Super Bowl halftime show is sponsored by Apple, like there was a time like right before the Eras tour, they called and offered it to her. All she had to do was say yes, and it was hers. But that's when she was in the midst of re-recording all her albums, and then the Eras tour, then the Eras tour. So now that the Eras tour is over, there might be a possibility she could be on the Super Bowl halftime show.
Look, obviously, if she wants to and the NFL wants it, like, just get it done. But you can't deny that there's some favoritism. One, because of the draw that she brings to the games nowadays, and two, because of the fact that she's dating a football player. So, it's 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 that type of thing right there that is going to
Yeah,
have fans questioning the process. Like, so I don't know. Obviously, this will be a good time to do it just to get it out of the way, but you're gonna have a lot of people a little upset about it. That's my point.
watch, and you're gonna have all the dad, Brad, Chads having a stroke.
Exactly, or the alt-right wing conservatives that are, you know, they're gonna bitch and moan about the fact that um, the NFL is becoming too leftist. Like, again, I don't care who does a halftime show, but
You know what?
there will be some concerns and questions about
You know, because when you speak about like the alt-right thing, you know what it is? It's like, what the funniest thing that made me just roll on the floor laugh of how ridiculous this was? Okay, you familiar with Charlie Kirk?
it. Yeah, man, he's one of the worst.
Yeah, just want to say if any of our listeners are not familiar with Charlie Kirk, consider yourself very lucky.
Yeah, I would not search it. You're going to be wasting your time.
Yeah, if you're conservative and you like him, everyone has their own preferences, but he made a comment about how Taylor Swift is, how their concerts are just giant "We Hate Men" festivals, and that she's encouraging women to not get married and have kids. I'm like, and said some very crass things that I will not give dignity to on air.
Yeah,
Like, and my girlfriend says the exact same thing. I don't understand why these men go so freaking crazy over Taylor Swift of how much they can't stand them. Like,
yeah,
listen, if you don't like her music, fine.
yeah, yeah. The outrage
That's
is
just not your type of music, fine.
the outrage is kind of annoying. I will
It's
say that.
ridiculous.
I will say that.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like people grow up. Y'all need to grow up now.
Yeah,
Y'all need to grow up. So yeah, Taylor Swift, will she be doing the halftime show? Who knows?
yeah. Um,
Okay,
Go ahead.
let's move from the gridiron to the diamond.
Mhm.
Because we got some news yesterday. Cal Raleigh has officially broken the record of single seasons home run by a catcher.
Yes, he hit two, 48 and 49, yesterday, to set that record. He officially passes Salvador Perez of the Kansas City Royals. Of course, we love Salvi, and he had a tremendous season that year in 2021. But now Cal Raleigh stands alone as the greatest single season hitting home run uh, catcher in the major leagues. I'm stoked for Cal Raleigh.
Oh,
Look,
I am too.
he's a tremendous home run hitter. Um, he plays every day. His stamina is tremendous. And always comes with a good attitude. That's one thing that I've noticed about him. Getting to really know him more this season as he's getting more traction across the national circles. I'm impressed.
Yes.
I have a lot of respect for the guy. A lot of respect for him.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
I got a lot of respect for this dude too. You know, he has officially passed Salvador Perez as most single seasons home run.
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations to Cal Raleigh.
Mm.
In other news, Volpe was benched. Anthony Volpe was benched.
Can you believe this? Yankees won, by the way. They
Yeah,
salvaged,
congratulations. You won one freaking game.
salvaged the sweep, but of course it doesn't matter. They lost three to the Red Sox, and the Red Sox continue to own the Yankees. But
And we'll probably talk more about this on Bombers Banter.
yeah, we have a lot to complain about this series specifically.
Yes, we
August,
won't get into it too much here.
yeah, August wasn't a terrible month for the Yankees, but
It was a C grade month. I'll give it a C.
we had a lot of issues. But in any case, yes, Volpe benched for Sunday Night Baseball. Can you believe that? Finally,
I
some balls from the manager to be like,
Finally, Aaron Boone didn't do something stupid.
yeah, look, he had a 1 for 28 slump. He leads the league with errors. Like defensively, hitting wise, he has not lived up to what was supposed to live up to. He has not lived up to any of his expectations. And at some point, you have to send a message. And look, it's not personal. This is business. It's baseball. We got to win games.
Oh, it absolutely is business. It's nothing personal. It's just business.
You know, like I was, and look, what the Yankees should have done was they should have a long, long time ago sent him down to Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Should have done that. Let him work out his kinks in the minors, and once he's back in better form and he's humbled and you know, obviously, has this nice little learning experience of what it's like to be big time in the majors and then sent back down to, where everything started, essentially, right? Have that experience,
Yes.
come back better. Now, you're saying he's essentially riding, if he stays there, essentially riding the bench here. He's like second string now. You can't send him down. It's not going to do anyone good here. So, and look, while uh, of late he has been hitting well of late, but before his slump, he was actually getting better with the bat. So there was some hope there that you would keep him because of lineup purposes. But dude, his defense is atrocious. It's bad.
It is. It was just a bad. This was a bad series.
Yeah. Overall for the Yankees,
And on Friday and Saturday, combination, they scored 1 run.
yeah. And then, look, finally Max Fried gets back into form and they still can't win. You know, it's
No, I totally agree.
like, well, why can't the bats wake up? The only bat that actually has actually done pretty well. There's actually a couple. Trent Grisham, he had 2 home runs um on Sunday night, and Giancarlo Stanton, who continues to rate the ball. So Stan's been productive, which is nice. But it can't just be those two. We need to see more out of Aaron Judge. I think Judge has been too quiet. Too quiet.
Oh, absolutely.
So, well, again, we'll have more on Bombers banter um
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. So we're excited about that.
So anyway, Zach Wheeler is
Mhm.
out for the year.
Yeah, thoracic outlet syndrome. This is obviously stemming from the blood clot he had in his shoulder. He had surgery to repair that blood clot and everything. Uh, yeah, he's gone for the rest of the year. This is sad. This is a tough blow for the Phillies because of the fact that he's their best pitcher. And now, with your ace of the staff gone, you're gonna have to rely on everyone else who, has been okay, but hasn't been as great as Zach Wheeler has. And, on top of that, your bullpen has to do more. They have to take up a lot of the load. You also have to rely more on your hitting. They have to continue to score a lot of runs. It, it, it's going to be a lot of a load. Not saying the Phillies can't do it. The Phillies are one of the best teams in baseball, but losing that big time starting pitcher, that ace that will go for you on game one and set the tone for a playoff series, that's a major blow. And that can't be that's not understated. Like it's a blow. Period.
Yes. So yeah, and it's a blood clot. We wish Zach Wheeler the best.
Yeah, he's gonna recover. Obviously, it was like 8 months, whatever, however long it takes to heal that stuff.
So yeah, that's where. So yeah, that's gonna take a while.
Hmm.
So yeah, we wish Zach Wheeler the best in all of his recovery.
Yeah.
So we didn't discuss this beforehand, Reg, but did you hear about this? That okay, we don't like to get political here, but did you hear how? Remember, if everyone remembers a couple months ago, President Trump made a True Social post about Pete Rose getting into the Hall of Fame. Remember that?
Yes.
Now he's trying to do the same for Roger Clemens.
Well, I mean, look, I agree with Donald Trump with both, but go ahead.
Here's what he posted on X. I played golf yesterday with the great Roger Clemens and his son Casey. Roger Clemens was easily one of the greatest pitchers of all time, winning 354 games, the Cy Young Award 7 times, a record by a lot, and played in 6 World Series, winning 2. He was second to Nolan Ryan in most strikeouts, and he should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame now.
Yeah.
People think he took drugs, but nothing was proven. He never tested positive, and Roger, from the very beginning, totally denies it. He was just as great before those erroneous charges were leveled at him.
Yeah.
That rumor has gone on for years, and there has been no evidence whatsoever that he was a quote unquote druggie. This is going to be like Pete Rose, where after over 4,000 hits, they wouldn't put him in the Hall of Fame until I spoke to the commissioner. And he promised to do so. But it was essentially a promise not kept because he only opened it up when Pete died. And he even then he said that Pete Rose was only got into the mix because of death. We are not going to let that happen in the case of Roger Clemens. 354 wins, put him in now. He and his great family should not be forced to endure this stupidity any longer.
Yeah. I mean, look, say what you want about the president. He's right.
No,
You know,
he's right.
100% right. Look,
Like we said this about Pete Rose. Like, why did they wait for them to hit them to die, for him to die, for them to put him in the freaking Hall of Fame?
and, and look, there's people question Roger Clemens' career, and
He
that's
did lie
fine.
to Congress.
He did. And look, you can question
But
his
hey,
career, you can
Congress
be
lies to us all the
suspicious.
time. So,
Yeah, and that's a great point. On both sides of the aisle too. Um,
yeah.
but look, however you feel about Roger Clemens, Clemens at the prime of his career was one of the best pitchers in baseball. That you cannot take away. You can't change that. So the fact that, we're stuck in this bubble, the fact that, and look, let's be real, that whole steroid era, that was on Bud Selig. It was on Bud Selig, and he needs to take that responsibility. The fact that that man's in the Hall of Fame, but yet people who are questioned to do these drugs, like Roger Clemens, is BS. It's ridiculous.
And what do we always have to bring this up? And I hate that we got to bring this up, but actually, no, I really don't hate to bring it up. David Ortiz is in the Hall of Fame, and
And
he was
took
in the freaking Mitchell report.
and took steroids. He's not going to say that, but he took steroids.
He was in the freaking Mitchell report.
Mhm.
So what? Why are we, you know what? Listen, say what you want about Roger Clemens. And like, listen, I think, and I've been saying this bullshit for years. I used to be one of these, we need to protect the integrity of baseball. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm done with this Boy
Integrity,
Scout
integrity
purity
was
test.
gone. Integrity was gone when David Ortiz got into the Hall of Fame.
I am done with this pure, with this. I am done with this purity test
Mhm.
bullshit.
The I call it the moral high ground because that's what
I'm
this is
so
right now.
done with this.
The moral high ground.
I'm so freaking done with this.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, they did steroids. Big freaking whoop. You know what? Let them in. I'm done. I'm done
Yeah.
with this crap. Why isn't
No,
Barry
and
Bonds
you
the
know what?
all-time home run leader not in
Yeah,
the Hall of Fame?
yeah. And you know what? I really hope that the person that breaks that barrier is none other than Alex Rodriguez. Do you know how sweet it will be to watch A-Rod be inducted into the Hall of Fame and give the big FU to these baseball writers? Because if he gets in, everyone else got to get in. So,
Everyone should already get in. David Ortiz, again,
mhm,
was in the Mitchell report.
yeah. But because he wasn't caught by baseball's drug program, and because he was such a nice guy, he's in.
Listen,
I
David Ortiz
cannot
is a
wait.
pretty nice guy.
Yeah, yeah. I cannot wait for the day we see Barry Bonds and Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa. I cannot wait for the day to get the big FU, the big finger over to those stupid ass baseball writers who are who feel like they have this moral high ground, this pure integrity of the game nonsense. It's
They
stupid.
want to do this because I've said this a million times, Reggie boy. They want to, because they want, when they die,
Mhm.
they want Rob Manfred to come to their funeral and give their eulogy, talk about how they protected the integrity of baseball.
They didn't protect shit.
They want to do this so they can get a nice Rob Manfred eulogy. I'm done. I'm just done. I'm done with this moral high ground. We need
And
to
Alex,
protect.
I want Alex Rodriguez to get into the Hall of Fame and of course he's the most hated, right? I want Alex Rodriguez to get into Hall of Fame, get that. I can't wait for him to get that big finger. It's gonna be so great. It's gonna be so precious.
Yeah, and you know what? A broken clock is right twice a day. I think Roger Clemens does belong in the Hall of Fame. The guy has seven freaking Cy Youngs, bro.
Yeah, there should be no reason why Clemens shouldn't be. I mean, look, again, you can question his career, but nothing was really proven. Let's be honest. Nothing was really proven.
Yeah. But anyway, I just want to say in the bigger scale thing, Mr. President, I'm glad you're trying to get people into the Hall of Fame and who deserve that. I'm glad you did it for Pete Rose and you're doing it for Roger Clemens. No, I'm glad you're doing it, seriously. But don't you got a country to run?
Yeah, by the way, the National Guard does not need to be armed in DC. I'm so sorry. Can you get those guards off the street and let DC police do their jobs?
And I know you're just trying to distract us from that, and you're also trying to distract us from a
Mhm.
certain list.
Yeah. Why are you running, Mr. President? But in any case.
We all know you're on the list. Yeah, but anyway,
But we appreciate you trying to distract us with this because you are right. Roger Clemens deserves to be in the Hall.
yeah, hey, it was better than the cane sugar or the Redskins thing. It was better than that. We'll
Yeah.
give you that,
Oh
Mr.
yeah,
President. Give you
the
that.
cane sugar like that's actually better for you. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's better than the artificial dye stuff.
But no, it's not. No, it's not.
But but no, at least this is a better distraction than that, than
Then
the cane sugar, than the
you eat crap.
Redskins.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll give you that, Mr. President. You Pete Rose and now Roger Clemens.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, like it shouldn't have to take for the president to say something. Like the baseball community, like where's the rest of baseball?
But you know what it is? It's like, okay, when it was on the Pete Rose thing, that everyone and their mothers thought that Pete Rose should be in
Yeah.
the Hall of Fame. When it comes to Roger Clemens, okay, they were because apparently they were golfing yesterday because Roger Clemens put on his ex that shared Trump's thing saying that he was golfing with Trump and his son, yes, and Roger Clemens' son Casey.
Yeah.
So you could tell, Rod, that Trump and Roger Clemens are probably buddies.
Oh yeah. That doesn't surprise
So I think maybe he's more doing this because Roger Clemens is his buddy.
me.
And Roger Clemens also said, let's see if I can pull it up. He said, I appreciate the love. Donald Trump knows more than anyone that fake news that's out there. Everyone has their agendas. I played the game to change my family's direction generationally and to win.
And he was damn good at it.
Yeah. You know what my favorite Clemens moment is?
Mhm.
Game three, the 2003 ALCS,
Yeah.
when he threw at Manny.
Mhm.
Manny's like ready to take the bat and go to the mound.
Yeah.
And Rogers like holding up his fist going, I dare ya. You get the first swing, then it's my turn.
Yeah.
You get the first swing, then my turn. Like Roger Clemens, I don't think he's someone I'd want to mess around with.
Yeah.
And then Manny's go, okay, I'm just gonna go back into the batter's box. No, because Roger Clemens would probably slug him.
Yeah. I mean, look, Manny's Dominican, so it's like you just never know. You don't want to mess with those people. You know.
Yeah, but no, Roger Clemens would probably beat his ass.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, dude, got a little fun challenge for you.
I like being challenged, Bill.
Okay, there's this YouTube, this NFL thing for YouTube TV. Um, it's an ad for NFL Sunday Ticket. Jason Kelsey was asked if he could name all 32 NFL teams, right?
Correct. Yeah.
in 30 seconds. Think you can do it? I'll do it. You do it, then I do it.
Sure. Let's try this.
All right, we're gonna start with you. Are you ready, Reggie?
Cool. You got the timer set?
Yeah, ready?
Okay.
One, two, three, go.
Jets, Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Giants, Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Panthers, Falcons, Saints. Let's see. Packers, I can't do this. Vikings, Chargers, Seahawks, Chiefs, Texans. Or he said Cowboys.
Okay, time's up.
I
You
can.
got 22.
I got 22. Okay, not bad.
Okay, you ready?
Right.
My turn. Ready?
Yep.
Giants, Jets, Eagles, Cowboys, Patriots, Bills, Bengals,
I'll bank that.
Dolphins, Bears, Packers, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos, Chargers, Steelers. I think I only got about 15.
22 versus 15. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
take.
Hey, I don't know. I think it was going slower there.
Yeah.
It's like you can name them, but when you're like on the spot to do it, you know?
Yeah, it's hard.
Hey, but that was interesting.
That was
All
interesting.
right. So, dude, I think that's it for today.
Yes. Stay tuned for our lives.
Yeah, we don't know if we're doing another show this week, so we don't know yet.
Stay tuned for our lives. Um, Again, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that button for the notifications. You can follow us on our socials at S Insanity Real, both Facebook and X. And then, of course, log on to our website, thesportsinsanitynetwork.com. Please follow all of our shows, all of our blogs. And we appreciate you. Excuse me. We love you. And we always thank you for joining us for SIP, sponsored by the Dugout of Millwood.
Oh, absolutely. Stay safe and take care.
And if we don't see you after our Bombers banter tomorrow, have a great Labor Day weekend. Be safe out there.
Yeah. Yeah, be safe.